Hi everyone, welcome back to the Rugby League History channel. In Rugby League, some players win premierships, some play for their country or compete in the State of Origin series, but for others they go their entire career without playing a single finals match. Today I bring you the top 5 Rugby League players who have never played a finals game. For this list I will include players who competed in the New South Wales Rugby League before the NRL was formed. I will also shot in some players who did play a finals game at the end of their career but who went a very long time between drinks when it comes to finals. It took a bit of research to find some of these players, and maybe some of my audience might not know the people on this list, but here we go with the first one, starting at number 5. And at number 5 we have Michael Bolt. Bolt played for Illawarra between 1982 to 1990, making 169 appearances, which is a club record. Bolt never played a finals match in his first grade career and was on the receiving end of 3 wooden spoons. An interesting fact about Bolt is he played 187 consecutive grade matches, a then record in the New South Wales Rugby League Premiership. At number 4 on this list we have a player that maybe people have never heard of before, and his name was Roy Fisher. Unfortunately he played a long time ago, so I don't have a picture of him. Fisher played 173 first grade matches in his career for Parramatta in North Sydney between 1953 to 1965. Fisher played the majority of his career in which was a dark time for the Parramatta club, where they were perennial wooden spooners. Fisher earned 7 wooden spoons, yes that's right, 7 wooden spoons in his time at Parramatta, and he held the club record for the most appearances at the club before he departed for North Sydney. Fisher also made a New South Wales Rugby League record of 170 consecutive first grade appearances, which was not broken until 40 years later when Jason Taylor broke that record. And unfortunately for Roy Fisher, he never played a finals match, however he did represent New South Wales City. And at number 3 we have Shane Walker, not to be confused with the Shane Walker who played for Brisbane and South. This Shane Walker played 178 first grade matches for St George, Eastern Suburbs, Balmain, West Tigers and Melbourne. Walker played in Balmain's final ever match in 1999 and also in West Tigers' inaugural game in 2000 against Brisbane. Walker can consider himself very unlucky as a player not to have played finals because he signed for Melbourne in 2002, and as we know Melbourne have only missed the finals 3 times since 1998, but unfortunately for Walker he happened to be there in 2002 when they didn't make the finals. You couldn't write that. At number 2 we have Cameron Blair. Blair played 183 first grade matches between 1988 to 1997 for Western Suburbs, Parramatta, Western Reds and the Adelaide Rams. His brother Chris also played first grade for Penrith and Western Suburbs but didn't make any finals appearances either. Blair once held the record for the most first grade matches played without featuring in a finals game in New South Wales Rugby League / NRL history, until it was overtaken by our number 1 on this list. And coming in at number 1 is, you guessed it, Luke Brooks. Brooks has played 205 first grade matches as of 2023 and not yet made a finals appearance, which has been well publicised by the media and by fans online. However, next year he is going to Manly, and at least with Manly they have a history of success for the most part and have played in many grand finals and finals in their history. So could next year be the year that Luke Brooks finally makes an appearance in the finals? We'll just have to wait and see. Now before I go, some honourable mentions. We have Chris Sando, who played 159 first grade games in the NRL between 2008 to 2015 for Parramatta and South, and he did not make a single finals appearance. And a player that probably nobody's really heard of before, Steve Hardy, who played between 1982 to 1991 for Eastern Suburbs and Cronulla. He made 124 first grade appearances and didn't play a single finals match. Now looking at some players that did manage to finally make a finals appearance, although it took a very long time in their first grade careers. The first one is Trevor Cogger. He played 159 first grade matches for Western Suburbs before he finally got to play in a finals match, which occurred in his very final season before he retired. He got to play in 2 finals matches in 1991. We also have Daryl Tricky Trindle. He was a mainstay for South in the 1990s and he made over 150 appearances for them. However, it wasn't right towards the end of his career that he finally got a taste of finals rugby when he played for Canterbury in the early 2000s, and I believe that he made a couple of finals appearances for them before he ended up retiring. And it goes without saying, I should also mention Tim Brasher, who was one of the superstars in the late 80s and 1990s. With Brasher, he started his career with a flurry of finals appearances and appeared in the 1989 Grand Final, but after the 1990 final series, he didn't make a single finals appearance for the rest of his career. He went over 200 games without experiencing any finals football whatsoever. And I have read in some interviews that Brasher said that because he didn't make any finals in the 1990s with Balmain or South or North Queensland, that when he was picked for State of Origin or for Australia, he treated that as his grand final or his final series. We have Joseph Paulo, who played 167 first grade games for a number of clubs, including Parramatta and Penrith, before he finally made an appearance in the finals in the 2018 preliminary final against Melbourne, which Cronulla lost. Then there is David Norfoluma, who made 170 first grade appearances for the West Tigers before finally getting his shot at the finals whilst on loan at Melbourne in 2022. But ironically, in his first finals match, the club were defeated by Canberra, which ended their season. And if he had not signed on loan for Melbourne, he probably would have been up to close to 200 first grade games without making a finals appearance. Now, an interesting fact, the player who took the longest time to make their first finals appearance is Mark O'Neill. He played 219 first grade matches for Balmain and the West Tigers before finally tasting finals rugby in 2005. He would go on to play 4 finals games in 2005 as the club won the premiership in his last game for the club. What a way to go out. So there is my list for the top 5 NRL players that have never played a finals game, plus a couple of honourable mentions. Let me know what you think of this video in the comment section below. A special shout out to Rugby League Project. That's where I get most of my information from for nearly all of my videos. So if you're ever looking at some history or you're looking for some fact checking, go check out Rugby League Project. Anyways, this has been Rugby League History. Thanks for tuning in for the video. I got more coming out in the future. Anyways, tatty bye for now.